Welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be with you every week during the NFL regular season, through the playoffs, through the Super Bowl, talking NFL football, making our picks, talking about the games that have been happening. And right off the bat here, we are moving into Week 7. By the way, very, very quickly moving into Week 7. I don't know where this season is going again. And we already have our first coach gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not the one I was thinking, though.
Which one were you thinking?
I was thinking Aaron Glenn, the way everything was going.
No.
No, but I'm kidding. For Jets fans, if you listen to Jets fans out there, everyone wants his head, but you're giving him 3 years no matter what.
I think they pull something must have happened. It's just one of those things. It's today's NFL. I mean, Brian Callahan had a season and 6 games or 5 games or however how many he had, and they got rid of him. So you got to win quick, I guess, you know.
Well, Tennessee has become the poster child for dysfunction because there was no reason to fire Mike Vrabel from that team.
Well,
it was
you don't know what's going on behind the scenes or what's
from what I understand, the GM and Vrabel weren't getting along, and it was one or the other, and they made the choice for the GM. They brought in Callahan. He finished last season on a 10-game losing streak. Right there, that should have been time to hand him his walking papers.
By the way, Vrabel, who is the head coach of the Patriots, are playing the Tennessee Titans next week. So.
Yes, the first place Patriots.
What great storylines.
The first place Patriots.
Yes.
Both them and Buffalo are 4-2 now.
This season is so interesting. I don't think any team is pulling away from the pack.
No.
I mean, the Eagles have issues that they have to fix. The Buffalo Bills have issues they have to fix. It's one of those things that it really makes, for me anyway, the season more exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm really captivated by what's happening with the teams this year. So it doesn't show in my picking. I went 0-3. So,
but going back to the Titans teams, here's an interesting stat because I was looking at this, and 4-19 record. That's what he had as a head coach. He went 3-14 first season, 1-5 this year. The Titans have only scored 83 points, and they're averaging 3.94 yards per play. Only the 2019 Jets, the 2018 Bills, that's Josh Allen's rookie year, the 2009 Browns, and the 2009 Raiders are the only ones, plus also the 2007 49ers have scored fewer than 84 points while averaging less than 4 yards per game through 6 games. That's over the last 20 seasons. There are more teams down past that. But
yeah, I mean, going back to Brian Callahan, if you got to win, I guess they give you that 1-year grace period, then automatically the following season you have to put together some wins and some impressive wins, and so I don't know,
especially with the number 1 pick as your quarterback too.
Sure.
Anyway, that was the big story coming out of Week 6. We also have some other things to talk about, so let's find out what happened.
Hey, what happened?
Starting off the team section of What Happened, I've actually been breaking these up between teams and player stats here. Broncos 9 sacks in that 13-11 barn burner in London.
That was terrible. I that's one of my games that I lost. I thought it was going to go over 43.5. And let me tell you something about the Jets defense. If you only
and special teams were good too.
Yeah, the Broncos scored only 13 points.
Yep.
I mean, if the other team scores 13 points, normally you should be winning this game. I mean, you got it. Your offense has to score more than 13 points.
Not when you give up.
And let me tell you something. One more thing. 2 of the 11 points from the Jets came from the defense.
Yep.
From a
holding call in the end zone with a safety.
From a safety. So, it's the Jets offense that really needs to be looked at.
They don't have any playmakers on offense right now.
The defense did good enough to win that game.
But the Broncos 9 sacks, that's one of the reasons why the Jets lost.
Sure.
Most in the game by Denver since Week 1, 1996 against the Jets.
And they were such in huge situations and for a
bad
huge
places,
loss of
bad
yardage.
Places.
Unbelievable.
And the Jets finished with -10 passing yards, lowest total by an NFL team since 1998.
Wow.
Other good points to talk about from Week 6, and this is other teams. We're not dealing with the Jets anymore. The Colts, 194 points scored through the first 6 weeks, most by an Indianapolis team in the Super Bowl era.
By the way,
beating the Peyton Manning-led team in 2007.
I lost that game, too. I went with the Colts. They won, but not by 6.5. And by the way, at game time, that point spread was 8.5.
Yeah, I know.
So, interesting. Interesting what happened.
Seattle Seahawks, 10-1 on the road since Mike Macdonald took over as head coach. They're 3-0 on the road this season. Something to keep in the back of your head for betting purposes.
Seahawks look impressive.
Yes, but only on the road.
Well,
I don't know what that is.
It's one of those things.
Yes.
They're one of those dangerous.
They're beatable at home.
They're one of those dangerous teams that you don't want to face.
Matt LaFleur over at Green Bay lost his first 2 post-bye games as Packers head coach in 2019 and 2020. The Packers are now 4-1 in post-bye games since then. So another betting stat to keep in the back of your head for next year when they do the bye.
Sure.
Bears defense, by the way, they are playing extremely well.
Very good. Very good.
Bears defense has 3 straight games with at least 3 takeaways, the longest active streak in the NFL right now. So really interesting team stats there. We got a couple individual stats, so let's find out what happened.
What happened?
Starting off with New Orleans. New Orleans, Taysom Hill.
Look, New Orleans is a bad team.
They're not that bad.
But they're the top tier of bad teams, if that makes any sense.
Or the lower tier of good teams.
I guess
either
people would say they're scrappy.
Yes.
They're scrappy.
But Taysom Hill now has 34 career rushing touchdowns. He passed John Elway.
Wow.
He is now tied for 15th with Dante Culpepper and Lamar Jackson as non-running backs scoring touchdowns. Going over to the New York Giants, who seem to have found their quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's the big. Well, look, we're in the tri-state area. We're in New York and New Jersey and stuff. So that is the big new. I mean, certainly New York media isn't pointing to the Jets and cheering. No. So they have something to cheer about. Jackson Dart.
But Jackson Dart and Patrick Mahomes, only quarterbacks since 1991 to lead their team to opening drive touchdowns in each of their first career starts.
First three career starts. Yeah, I know. It's
by the way,
it's something to cheer about. They're making.
It's also something to keep in mind for betting purposes. The opening drive touchdown prop bet.
Interesting. That's a good thing to keep in mind.
Yes.
But no, Jackson Dart. They're I think someone said in New York media they're making the football season relevant again.
Yes.
So good.
Speaking of Jackson Dart, him and Cam Scatabo. I guess that's how you say his name. Both ran for scores on Thursday night. Last time the Giants had 2 rookies with 1 or more rushing touchdowns in the same game was Week 10, 1980 against Dallas, with Larry Heater and Leon Perry each rushing for touchdowns in that game.
For Dallas, was it White? That is the quarterback?
Back then, yeah. Danny White. Former punter turned quarterback.
I can't remember when. I think Staubach was not playing at that time, and Danny White, their punter and their quarterback, I guess started that game. I think.
2 more stats for running backs here. We've got Carolina's Rico Dowdle, since we were just talking about Dallas. Dowdle, D-O-D-L-E. Yeah. Against the Cowboys, his former team.
He talked smack beforehand.
239 scrimmage yards.
He backed it up.
Most by any player in a game versus their former team in NFL history.
Yeah.
473 scrimmage yards over the last 2 weeks. He becomes the 7th player in league history to post consecutive games with at least 200 or more scrimmage yards.
He talked the talk and walked the walk during that game, man.
Now the other guy, Bijan Robinson, Atlanta Falcons. Recorded the most scrimmage yards by a Falcons running back in a single game in franchise history.
Wow, okay.
He also joined Thurman Thomas as the only players in the NFL to have 450 or more rushing yards and 300 or more receiving yards over their first 5 games of a season.
Yeah, no, he's making a difference down there.
These are stats you got to keep in mind when you're doing the individual player props too for the NFL. He's setting records here now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of records, we're going to start talking about us. So let's find out what happened to us.
Hey, what happened?
Not a really good week for either of us. You went 0-3. I went 1-2.
Well, you want to know what happened to me? I'll break it down. The Jets or the Broncos did not score enough. What was it, 13-11? I had them over 43.5. Lost that one. I went with Indianapolis. They won, but not by 6.5 that I went with them for that game. And I think we talked about the Tennessee Titans. For some bizarre reason, I went with the Tennessee Titans
I think a lot of people
to keep
did.
it close against the Vegas Raiders, and they're just a dumpster fire, and they got rid of their coach. It's just terrible. And by the way, I hate to say never, but I'll really have to think about even looking at anything about Tennessee Titans when it comes to the picks.
Well, right now you stay away from them. Unless you're betting the other side.
I don't know. It's one of those things where you change coaches. Does it affect momentum?
Does it really?
Does it make a
change?
Does it really?
I don't know. Coach, I can see a quarterback. I can see.
As we speak now, I think they're getting 7 against the Patriots. That might even increase.
Should go up.
So I don't know. So it's insane.
Well, needless to say, we are both tied coming through.
Oh, we're
out
tied
of week
now.
6.
I thought I was
we're both 8-10.
Wow. Okay. I thought I was like
nothing to be proud of, but still, it's early.
But hey, like I said, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
And also, we're seeing a lot of parity this year. A lot of surprise teams coming out of nowhere. Jacksonville, Indy, New England, those 3 teams are winning, and no one really expected any of those to do what they're doing.
And don't feel like,
Pittsburgh doesn't feel like a winning team.
Pittsburgh doesn't. I mean, they're not doing anything special, but they're winning.
Yeah.
It's strange. So I don't know.
Well, anyway, we're going to be moving into week 7. We just did our look back at week 6. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, right back after this.
In a moment of need, every second counts. So first responders, delivery drivers, and visitors can find your home fast, even in the dark. This is about more than just a number. It's about safety, visibility, and peace of mind. We created a house number that is not only a beacon of safety, but also a work of art. Crafted from durable stainless steel and waterproof acrylic, with efficient, low-voltage LED backlighting, it's uniquely yours. Choose from 6 sizes, 4 fonts, and 6 colors, and match your home's mood with bright, neutral, or warm white halo lighting. Add dusk to dawn, dimming and timing controls for complete command.
Every order includes free worldwide shipping, plus a 2-year warranty on lighted numbers and all powering accessories.
This is the ultimate home upgrade. A perfect blend of style, quality, and function.
Buy yours today.
Smoked cocktails have never been easier to make thanks to our Halo Drink Smoker. Simply place the cocktail smoker on your glass, light the wood chips until they start to smoke, and then top it off with the lid to infuse your drink with a delicious, new, smoky flavor.
Hey, Dave Weischadle from Turnpike Sports. I just got my dugout mug delivered, and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball, so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for Turnpike Sports. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. DugoutMugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We just finished our look back at Week 6 and the games and the players and the stats and the coach firing. I expect maybe 1 or 2 more before the season is out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, here we are. We did the look back. Now we're going to go look ahead at Week 7. This is our pick segment. What we do here is 3 games each. We use Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines, and as well as using Caesar Sportsbook, go to Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino. You get a special offer, and here it is. Football is back, and Caesars is game day ready with a great offer for new customers. Place your first bet of $1 or more and instantly get 100% profit boost up to $25 max per bet boost. Or max bet per boost.
Max bet per boosting.
Yes.
Boosting max bets.
Boot best, whatever. Register now at Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino with our promo code PIKE20X, and you'll get that special sign-up offer. Terms and conditions apply. 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2573. Now we're moving into our Week 7 picks here. This is what we do. 3 games each. We do points and totals. We don't do money line. We leave that for our parlays.
Right. We leave that for our failed parlays
Yes.
and teasers.
Boy, I'm not having a good time with the personal betting lately. Last 2 weeks have been bad for me.
I've missed last couple of weeks. I've done teasers and I missed on one leg, and I'm talking about miss big. So I think I can't remember the team I had, but it was plus 11.5 points, and they still screwed up. So
But anyway, new week, new games, 3 each. We go against each other. We keep track of it all the way through to the Super Bowl ends, the final whistle on the Super Bowl there, whatever you want to say there, whatever cliche fits. And here we are. Here's game number 1. First game of the week for me, and I had to do this game because I really do enjoy some of these London games. We have the Los Angeles Rams favored by 3 points at the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not technically at Jacksonville. This is the final game of the final London game of the International Series.
But London is like
Jacksonville's second
home
yeah.
away from home.
Yeah.
So
there's an over/under of 44.5 in the game. Like I said, final London game of the International Series. Are going to be moving on to other countries after this. Rams come into the game 11-3 against the spread in their last 14, 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games against Jacksonville. They're 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games against played away from home. Sorry about that. Played away from home, which this is. And the Jaguars are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games. They seem to have issues with the NFC West. They've gone 2-18 against the spread in the last 20 games against NFC West opponents. Mm-hmm. I love the way both defenses are. They're both ranked in the top 10. Jacksonville's offense seems to run in spurts. They have some good stretches. They have some bad stretches. They have a stumble touchdown every so often.
Yeah, stumble touchdown.
But here we have the Rams coming in. Puka Nacua right now, as we're taping this, is still a question mark. He's questionable. Supposedly he's going to be making the trip anyway. So I'm going to go with thinking he's going to play at some point, if not the entire game. Mm-hmm. But again, like I said, defenses are both playing extremely well on both sides of both teams here. But I think it's going to come down to which offense is going to make the big play, the one big play, the one unusual play, given Jacksonville's tendency to do stuff like that. But right now, I think it's going to be the Rams, and I'm going to go Los Angeles and lay the 3.
Well, my first game is the Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers, who are favored by 2.5 with an over-under of 47.5. I mean, how can you not be impressed with the Atlanta Falcons after last week's performance? And the 49ers are really coming into this game banged up on both sides of the ball. I mean, listen to this. The 49ers have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 10 Sunday games against teams that have a winning record. And on the other side, the Falcons have covered the spread in each of their last 6 October road games against NFC opponents. I got to tell you, I like the Atlanta Falcons in this game. I think they're healthy. I think they're playing well. I think they're playing with confidence. So fingers crossed. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, let's head on over to the second game of the week. Second game of the week for me, the New Orleans Saints at the Chicago Bears. Chicago is favored by 5.5 points. There's an over-under of 47.5. I have to admit, the Bears have become a very fun team to watch lately.
Yeah,
they're playing
absolutely.
very well under new head coach Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams is looking like the number 1 draft pick he should be looking like. You got to say Ben Johnson is sort of a quarterback whisperer. Wherever he goes, the quarterbacks seem to elevate their play.
Well, it seems like each week they're getting better. They're getting more cohesive. People are in the right spots of the field.
Yes.
So you're good on them.
In fact, they look like a completely different team than they were last year.
Sure.
Bears are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games, but they're 1-6 straight up at home in their last 7. Despite being a 1-win team, I think we've said this in the past too, New Orleans has played in quite a few 1-score games, and they are not as bad as people think they are.
I think I used the term scrappy.
Yes.
So that's what they are.
They've got it.
They're one of those dangerous teams, you know?
Yes. I have to admit, Spencer Rattler has put together a solid season. He's not the reason they're losing. He's done enough to keep them in the games. He's done enough. It's just that the ball's been bouncing the wrong way for them in a lot of places. They are not as bad as they looked. The defense for New Orleans ranks in the top half of the league in stopping the run. But with Chicago coming home for the first time since September 21st, this is a game where Ben Johnson and the team has to make a statement win. This is a game they should win. This is a game they have to win to show the team's going in the right direction, and I think they will. I'm going Chicago and laying the 5.5.
All right, my next game is the Green Bay Packers, who are favored by 6.5 points at Arizona Cardinals with an over-under 44.5. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals are just a bad team right now. Their pass defense is terrible, and there are reports that Kyler Murray has a foot injury, so I don't know how that's going to impact his play.
He always seems to be hurt somewhere.
Yeah, the Packers are just too talented, and the Packers have won 10 of their last 11 October games against NFC opponents and have covered the spread in each of their last 7 games against NFC West opponents. Meanwhile, Cardinals have lost their last 4 games, and more importantly, for our purposes, they failed to cover the spread in each of their last 4 October games against NFC North opponents. Look, the key number for me is 6.5 because I think the Green Bay Packers will win this by at least a touchdown. So I'm taking the Green Bay Packers.
All right, let's head on over to the last game of the week. Last game of the week for me, the Indianapolis Colts at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are favored by 2 points. There's an over-under of 48.5 here.
I don't trust the Chargers anymore.
Well, this game...
Staying away from the Chargers.
I am thinking this game could very well be a playoff preview. Playoff game preview here. The Colts come into this game 4-2 against the spread this season, with the Chargers going 2-3-1 against the spread and 1-1-1 against the spread at home. The Colts running back, Jonathan Taylor, he's leading the league in rushing with 603 yards by a good margin. There's no other running back really close to him. And he's going to be facing a Chargers defense that is running in the middle of the pack. Opponents are averaging about 145 yards per game rushing against the defense of the Chargers, averaging almost over 5 yards per carry against the Los Angeles Chargers over the last 4 games as well. Without Khalil Mack in the lineup for the Chargers right now, I don't think this is going to bode very well for Los Angeles in this. I think without a pass rush, Indiana Jones over there is going to have another great performance. And I'm going Indianapolis +2.
Yeah, keep the ball rolling there. Well, my last game is the New York Giants at the Denver Broncos, who are favored by 7 with an over-under of 40.5 points. I'm buying into the hype, man. I'm listening to New York media, and it's all about Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, and they really have breathed life into the Giants season. And I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, and I really think the Giants are going to keep this close. I think Denver is going to win it, but I think 7 points is a bit too much. Let me tell you why. The Broncos have failed to cover the spread in 5 of their last 6 Sunday games. And not only that, the Broncos have lost 3 of their last 4 home games against NFC opponents. So, you hear everything about the Giants and the Dart and Scatterbo, and they're going to keep it on the ground. They're going to scramble. They're going to play hard-nosed, tough football. But that also translates to me that I think is going to be a close game, and I think it's going to be won in the last couple of minutes of the game. So, considering, I think it's going to be very close and very low scoring, I just think the 7 points are way too much. So I'm taking the New York Giants.
I think that's a game where the tight ends for the Giants are going to play a key role because they're going to be keying on the running backs and also the receivers.
Let me tell you something. Dart's going to be running all over the place because
I think Dart's going to be running for his life.
Denver has a very good rush defense, but look, that's where Cam Scatterbo comes into play.
I think they're going to load the box on him.
But they're going to load the box, but I still think it's going to be low scoring. I think because I was not impressed with the Denver Broncos against the other New York team last week, the Jets. I think they only scored 13 points. So, hey, what are you going to do?
Yes.
But I guess I'm buying into the hype. I'm taking the Giants this week.
All right, those are our 3 games. We'll be right back to recap and close out the show. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show back after this.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We just did our Week 7 picks for the show, 3 games each, point spreads and totals only. We always use Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines, I should say, not early week, midweek lines here. So please check the lines before you place any bets. They will change. They could change. Some will change. Some will not change. It all depends on what's going on with the teams. But midweek lines, and also bet responsibly, bet with your head, not with your heart when you do all these different types of plays here for the football season. And why don't we go ahead and recap for our audience? Go ahead, Dave.
I am taking the underdog Atlanta Falcons against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers and laying the 6.5 points against the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm taking the underdog New York Giants to, I think, at least cover against the Denver Broncos, who are favored by 7.
Well, I'm going to be doing 2 favorites and an underdog myself here. I got the Los Angeles Rams laying 3 against Jacksonville Jaguars in the last London game. I'm taking Chicago laying the 5.5 against New Orleans Saints. And I'm going with the underdog Indianapolis Colts +2 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Those are our picks for Week 7. They will be up on the blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll see the picks that we have for Week 7 in print form there. Feel free to comment there. Feel free to comment to us via email, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Social media, X, Twitter, whatever the creature's name is lately. We have Turnpike Sports and Turnpike Bets, and also Facebook, Turnpike Sports, and Instagram, turnpikesportsradio.com. Again, midweek lines, so check them before you place any bets and bet with your head, not with your heart.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike. Good luck, everyone.